Meanwhile, in the hangar.
And this is your captain speaking. Buckle up. Get ready for takeoff. Today, we're flying into the territory of lying. The mob?
Yeah.
I don't live that life anymore. I work for a bad employer who was in that life. And he dragged a bunch of his employees into it. I didn't want to be dragged into it. Well, we would use senior citizens to haul our packages to various cities on the Greyhound bus. I was responsible for helping the guy up the ladder. He's the one that got all the heavy charges. If you went to work someplace, what if you had a bad employer and said, "Well, you gotta earn a paycheck to feed your family"? What are you gonna do? You're gonna feed your family. You're gonna do what it takes. If you want to hear mob stories, talk to Michael Francis. He'll give you all kinds of mob stories. I did a lot of interesting things with my life, but nobody asked me about my military career either. A uniform somewhere. In a box somewhere. I'm trying to dig some photos up. That's my nephew. This is my grandfather here. How did we get on this conversation anyway? Lying. Something I did on a recent live stream that I hosted. Yes, I lied. I told a whopper, told a couple of whoppers. Does it make it right? No. Fell under peer pressure. And everything after 9 o'clock is total BS. I'm here to tell you, everything I said at 9 o'clock on that live stream was BS. I made the whole thing up. And was it right? No. It was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. And I acknowledge what I did. I take full responsibility. The buck stops here. I am responsible. I'm liable. What I said after 9 o'clock, all of it made up. Made up. Right? Totally. So you heard it from this guy. Was it wrong? Absolutely it was. 100% wrong. And I take full responsibility. I acknowledge it. I'm apologizing for what I said. I'm sorry if anybody got hurt. No one was named. But I made up some bullshit stories. So the first story that I made up, total bullshit, because I wanted to, I guess, impress the fans. I wanted to pretend that I was a bad boy, when in fact, I'm not a bad boy at all. And one guy commented, and he said, "Jeremiah, you were so bad at lying, I rolled in laughter at it." He laughed at it. I was so bad at it. I'm like Pinocchio. If I lie, my nose gets bigger, see? I'm Pinocchio. So, yeah, I made the whole thing up. Make it like I had a criminal past. I don't. You can dig up my records. There is no criminal past. There's nothing. Did I appear in federal court? Yeah, for bankruptcy. That part is true. I did appear in federal court. Now, I was in the judge's chambers, but it's for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. There you go. That part's true. You'll find that out. You can't hide anything on the internet. So, again, yeah, it doesn't make it right. I admit it, and I take responsibility, and I want to say I'm sorry. Now that's done, I feel like a weight's been taken off, because I'm manning up. Yeah. And one guy commented, "Jeremiah, you could at least tell a better story." Said, "Your story was so bad and so awful." I laughed. He was rolling with laughter. Another guy said, "Jeremiah, if you're going to bullshit people, get better at telling a story. I mean, you were so bad last. It was so awful." I am a bad liar, a bad storyteller. Yeah, and after it was done, and I realized later on, I said, what did I do? Oh, shit. I effed up. I effed up so bad. And sometimes I think I'm harder on myself than any of you will ever be. It was so bad. I felt so bad that I thought about taking off again. I had nothing to live for, and what I did was so horrible. It was so horrible. I just couldn't live with myself. I can't. I still can't. I'm still struggling right now. So I guess I'm trying to make this video to try and take that weight off of me, confessing my sins and say, hey, look, this is what I did. But you know, when I look at historically, a lot of people do the same thing. 90% of your YouTube channels are BS. They do it for clicks, views, clickbait. You know all about that. And doesn't excuse what I did. The first story I made up was I tried to make out like I was a mobster, criminal. Made the whole thing up. All to impress. I acted like a schoolboy because there's 4 other guys in the chat room. We were having this conversation, and I thought, well, I know that the women like bad boys. So I tried to paint myself to be one. I'm not. Truth is, there's not a bad bone in my body. And if I try to lie like last night, I was obvious. The problem is, I'm obvious, right? If I do it, I am awful at telling stories. There's other people like Kenneth Copeland, Benny Hinn, Jim Baker, the Wolf of Wall Street himself, what's like Jordan Belfort. They're good at it. There are guys out there that are professional liars, and you know they're doing it, and people still support them. Just laying that out there. Doesn't? And the other one I am guilty of, and guilty, is the military career. Now, yes, I was in the Air Force. I got a uniform to prove it. I put that online. I got my brother to back me up on it. Yes, I was there, but I'm not a hero. It was 30 years ago. But the rest of it I made up. I was enlisted. I was never an officer. Now, tell me, how many young men out there have made up their military careers, exaggerated them to impress a young chick, some cute blonde? You mean to tell me you didn't exaggerate your military career or made up the fact you even had one? There's guys out there that make it up entirely. What for? To get the chicks. Guys do this a lot. And I acted like a schoolboy. Here I am, I'm 57 years old. I know better than to do something like that. Because I know I'll get called. I'm a bad liar. And last night on my live stream, I lied so bad, I embarrassed myself. I was so bad at it. And it doesn't excuse what I did. It was still wrong, and I take full responsibility, and I'm sorry that I did it. I'm sorry I acted like a schoolboy, because there's a lot of guys out there that do the same thing. Right? Now, I know who you are. A lot of guys who do the same thing I did last night. All to impress a chick, to get laid, to get the date with this cute blonde or brunette. Come on, guys, do it. I watched Three's Company growing up. Jack Tripper, Larry, his friend Larry. Oh, he did it all the time to try and impress a chick. And yet he was just a used car salesman. Men do this all the time, more often than you think, to make themselves look good. And I guess when the other guys were in there showing off their trophies, and I felt pressured. And I acted like a schoolboy. So, there you go. Everything after 9 o'clock was total BS. And I shouldn't have let it happen, but I did. And so I'm here to set this record straight. Yes, 100% BS. The buck stops with me. I take full responsibility. Now I want water. I want it to be water under the bridge. So whatever you're hearing from people is 100% true. I lied. I fell for it. With eyeballs on me. You know, when you got 4 or 5 other guys, you're trying to impress the other guys, and you got 50 other people watching the live stream. You feel like, I felt like I was under pressure to impress the audience, to paint myself in a more interesting light. Because I was at the grocery store and I had one guy said, Jeremiah, your channel's kind of boring. You need to spice it up a little bit. I fell for it. I was an idiot. I fell for it. Last night, I fell for it. So I will be live streaming again. Only this time I'm going to keep the live streams to an hour or less, so I don't get tired. Because last night, come 9 o'clock, I was tired. I was hungry. My dinner was waiting on me. And all I could think about was my dinner. And I started rambling, and it's like saying things that I didn't mean to say. I mean, oh my God. I shouldn't have done it at all. But now that I've said it, it's done. I've acknowledged it, apologized for it. It's water under the bridge. But now I want to give you historical context of a lot of other people who lie all the time. Your politicians lie all the time. On both sides. All the time they lie. How about authors who write autobiographies? You really think they're all accurate? You really think they're not stretching the truth just to sell a book? Putting that out there. I'm just saying. You like the... Oh yeah, that looks good. So you really think they just... I guarantee they make stuff up. Why? To sell a book. Absolutely. So, doesn't excuse what I did. Doesn't excuse it at all. But I got to put this out there. I'm going to upload this video today. There will be no live stream tonight. I'm going to take a break. If I'm going to live stream again, it'll be a couple of months, because I have to win the lottery first so I can afford the pro version of StreamYard, because I used up all my streaming hours. They give you so many, and after that you got to pay. Yeah, it's the way it is. I love to live stream again, but if I do, this topic is water under the bridge. And there's going to be more to this video. Shot from my house. I'm going to show you some scenes from Charles in Charge. There's a character named Mr. Powell, and I did exactly what he did. The first episode was he was trying to impress Charles and Buddy, making himself out to be the Romeo, Casanova. Come on, guys do this all the time. And guys are guilty of this for peace leave. We're guilty of this because we're trying to impress the chicks. Now, last night, there may have been women watching. So maybe subconsciously I was trying to impress the chicks out there. It's like, that's what I did. Doesn't excuse it. I acted like a schoolboy. I fell for temptation. I'm flawed. I'm not perfect. I fell for it. What's done is done. Yeah, that video had to be taken down because I can't spread a lie. It was the right thing to do. I'm putting this video out there to tell you, yes, everything I said after 9 o'clock, bullshit. 100%. I acknowledge it. And I'm here to say I'm sorry for misleading anybody. I acted like a schoolboy. I'm a grown man. I will try to do better in the future. Will I make more mistakes? Probably. Look at this. When I come over here, you can see I'm not clean shaven. Come over here. You see how you might think someone uses filters? It's all lights. Look at the beautiful lake. I'm not on the road. Last time I did this, people got scared that I was going to get hit by a car. So again, I don't mean to repeat myself. We're up to 14 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take this video to upload, because when I get back to the house, I'm going to show you a couple scenes from Charles in Charge. I'm going to show you what Mr. Powell did. It's no different from what I did. Guys exaggerate all the time, even their military careers. Some guys make up that they were in the military, all to get laid. That's a fact. Men do it a lot. A lot. And as far as historical context, most of your autobiographies out there are exaggerated lies. They sprinkle truth with lie. They have to sell the book. A lot of YouTubers, it's all clickbait. Think about it. So when you accuse me, oh, Jeremiah's bad, he's awful, blah, blah, blah. Look at most of your YouTubers. They're just as bad. They exaggerate things. And in a way, this is my first scandal that I invited. I brought it on. I can't promise it won't happen again. I better not make that promise. I'm flawed. Chances are I'm going to screw up again. When and where, I don't know. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. But I made up some bullshit stories. So the first story that I made up, total bullshit. And today's video, as you can tell by the title, I have nothing to live for. It's true, I don't. And that's how I feel today. Why do I feel this way? Well, my wife has been gone almost 6 years now. So it's, for the most part, I'm okay, but it is the holidays. She just had a birthday in November, and this year it's really hitting me really, really hard because I miss her every single day. I have nothing to live for. I tried to end it. See, playing with the lighting. I like to do this, you know, and especially for all you people that think, oh my gosh, use filters. No, it's all lights. In a way, I guess it is a way of editing and filtering. This one is unpublished. It's concept art, and it's one of the pieces I did. It sits in my archive, unpublished.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Well, it's hard to say au revoir, so au gratin. Wait, I got one more thing to say. Eat a bowl of shit. Eat a bowl of fuck.